Hey everyone, I'm quite baffled as to why anyone would think you need a study to draw this conclusion. Vaccine mandates increased uptake of COVID shots by almost 70%, Canadian study finds. The vax divide. The mandates may not spur on die-hard vaccination opponents, but there is a theory that they could provide a way out for moderate anti-vaxxers. It's reported by Tom Blackwell, January 17th, 2022. Like I say, folks, as if you could possibly need a study to draw the conclusion that if you use force or threats thereof, coercion, intimidation, fines, authoritarian mandates, lockdowns, and a plethora of bullying tactics will ultimately lead to an increased uptake of getting the jab. Well, no shit, Sherlock, right? I mean, that's basically akin to saying, hey, if you lock a woman in your basement and tell her she's not allowed to leave until she has sex with you, well, that's a great strategy to get laid more. I mean, sure, that's definitely correct, but there's a very big and obvious aspect of using force, threats of force, or coercion to get people to do what they don't want to do or act against their own best interests. The fact that both examples are highly immoral, unethical, and unjust. When Quebec recently ordered that anyone wanting to buy liquor or cannabis from government stores had to be vaccinated against COVID-19, the results were striking. Within a few days of the announcement, the number of people making appointments for the first shot quadrupled to 6,000 a day. A new study suggests the phenomena was no fluke. Despite the controversy that sometimes goes along with such measures, requiring people to prove they've been vaccinated against COVID-19 to access restaurants, theaters, and other public venues is a powerful way to increase uptake, the Canadian research concluded. Now listen, folks, before I continue on, I just got to point this out. And once again, if you're not one of those people, don't get mad at me. And I know it is a bit of a generalized statement, but it's just a reality that I experienced my whole life growing up. And that's the very real fact that a lot of those boomers raised their children with the very same ideas and concepts in mind. That, yeah, might makes right, and threats of force, punishment, or violence tend to get you what you want. The mere announcement of vaccine mandates last fall led to an average 66% surge in new first-dose vaccinations in Canadian provinces, conclude the research from Simon Fraser University economists. Anecdotal evidence like the Quebec experience has already hinted that the mandates, designed in large part to make public gatherings safer, also spur public to get vaccinated. The study offers empirical evidence that the idea, sometimes called a vaccine passport, has a tangible impact. So yeah, once again, if you punish people for not doing what you want them to do, severe or harshly enough, eventually most of them will come around to do what you want them to do. Like I said, wow. I am surprised and shocked that you would have to do a study for that. I mean, that's just basically humanity 101, right? But wasn't the whole point of Western advanced democratic societies to get away from using force as a means to an end? Because I got to tell you, folks, if this is the place where we're going today, where we don't just acknowledge, but accept that might makes right, and preemptive force or threats thereof is a proper means to get what you want, well, actually, now that I think about it, that's got this country and the West to the place we're at today, now hasn't it? Right? People going to government, which is that representation of the monopoly of force or violence, to basically get what they want. So I get it. Simon Fraser or the Fraser Institute, I get it. Yes, this is all legit. Yes. Threats of force, intimidation, coercion, violence, and theft, all that stuff works, for the most part, to get what you want or to impose your will on others. Got it. Might I suggest you do another study, this one trying to figure out or determine where exactly that road takes you, if followed all the way to the end. Well, I won't spoil the surprise, but I'll give you a little hint. It doesn't turn out good for anyone. Anyways, folks, I'll place this article in the description of the video below. Moving on to the next one. This is Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.